The 2025-2026 season is starting all over Europe, which means our US Men's National Team Abroad series will be back next Monday. And this is the biggest comeback in mankind history, believe me. And let me tell you, it is big. It's even bigger than Elvis and his comeback special in 1968, or Michael Jordan's return to basketball to help the Looney Tunes defeat the Monstars. Today I want to go through 7 US Men's National Team players that I am looking forward to tracking this season for many different reasons. Hello. If you're new here, I'm Filippo and welcome to Tactical Manager TV. And as I said, today I want to go through 7 US Men's National Team players abroad that I'm looking forward to this season. Now, obviously, there's much more than 7, and we will be keeping track of all of them every single Monday. And for that reason, you're probably wondering, why did you pick 7? And as I said before, it's because 7 is a magical number. We have 7 days in a week, we have 7 colors in the rainbow, we have 7 wonders of the world, the 7 seas, and most importantly, we have 7-Eleven. Let me know which players you're looking forward to in the comment section down below and tell me why. Now, don't worry, as I said, we'll be keeping track of all of them during the season every single Monday, starting this upcoming Monday. And right now, you can drop a like in this video so this specific video can reach more US Men's National Team fans out there. Yes, do that right now. Hit the like button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the episode on Monday. Okay, let's roll the intro and talk about player number 1. Okay, player number 1 is Malik Tman that now plays for Bayern Leverkusen. So after having a few successful seasons outside of Germany, if you don't remember, Malik Tman started off as a Bayern player, but then he moved to Rangers, PSV, was very successful, and now he's back in the Bundesliga for a club record transfer fee. And he has some big shoes to fill, like big ass shoes, like clown shoes to fill, because he's technically the replacement to Florian Wirtz that left Bayer Leverkusen and went to Liverpool. The reason I'm so interested about Malik Tman is he's one of those players that when you watch, he does pass the eye test in terms of his ability on the ball, but there are some question marks in regards to his game when it comes to playing tougher opponents or even his defense and work rate. However, he has shown improvements of that over the past few seasons, and even during the summer with the US Men's National Team, he looked a lot better. Now he's going to play for a team that is dominant in the Bundesliga. I would argue that Bayer Leverkusen is probably the 2nd or 3rd best team in Germany right now, only behind Bayern, and then maybe you can make a case for Leipzig or whatever, but they're probably the 2nd best team right now. They have a new coach, Xabi Alonso has left, and I want to see how he does. This is a big season for Tman. If he can step it up and perform well for Bayer Leverkusen when they're facing good teams, bad teams, or playing the Champions League, this is huge for the US Men's National Team. Why? Because a few years ago, we had Gio Reyna as our main 10, and we don't know what's going on with Gio. We'll talk about him later in the video. So having a proper attacking midfielder like Malik Tman playing at a very high level is important. And he's a player that I'm not sure how the season's going to go. But one thing is for sure, I am heavily invested in it. And if he can get 10 goals and 10 assists throughout the season, 20 goal contributions in the Bundesliga, I would say I would count that as a very successful first season in the Bundesliga. I'm wishing him the best. And if I had a bet on him doing well or poorly in his return to the Bundesliga, I want to say I actually will play the 5th right there. I'm not sure. I believe in his talent, but I'm still not sold on Tman. I hope he does well. But I'm not sure how this is going to go. Regardless, I like the move. I like the challenge. Okay, player number 2 also plays in the Bundesliga, and I'm going to be quick with this one. His name is Nokai Banks, and he plays for Augsburg. Now, Nokai Banks is still technically a U20 player. He's U20 eligible, but he is with the senior team with Augsburg, right? And he was already last season. He got a few minutes here and there in the Bundesliga, and he actually didn't look out of place. Now, why am I mentioning him, and why am I so interested in Nokai Banks right now? Because if he manages to get somewhere between 1,500 to 1,800 minutes in the Bundesliga and looks fine throughout the season, there is a scenario where he could make it to the US Men's National Team World Cup roster. I mean, look at our options at the center back position. Chris Richards, our best center back. Then after that, it's like an ancient Tim Ream. He's pretty much old enough to fight Jake Paul at this point. You got Mark McKenzie, Austin Trusty, Cameron Carter-Vickers, Miles Robinson, Walker Zimmerman. If Nokai Banks can become a decent to good Bundesliga defender, he can absolutely make the USMNT World Cup roster. Start, probably not, too young, but it can happen, so I will be watching him closely. And just to make it clear, based on the minutes last season, which were very small, he didn't get much, and based on this year's preseason, 1,500 minutes might be a long shot, but it's 100% not impossible. Okay, it's not impossible. It is a long shot. I'll be happy if he gets like 900 minutes, because that would be roughly 10 games. But getting 1,500 is not impossible. Okay, player number 3. Make sure you drop a like in this video if you haven't already. Player number 3 is Ricardo Pepe from PSV. Now, Pepe is coming back from a knee surgery. He had a very serious injury last season, and he was out for, like 3 months or so. He's coming back. He's on a minutes restriction early in the season. But the reason I'm actually going to be watching him closely this year, not that I didn't last year, but I'm going to be doing it again, it's mainly because I think this might finally be his breakout season. He was given the number 9. Luke de Jong has left. They did sign another forward, Weah, and he could play over Pepe. I doubt it. I think it's Pepe's position to lose, and he is a proven goal scorer in the Eredivisie. So I'm expecting Pepe, as soon as he's healthy, to be their locked-in starter, and he could get 25, 30 goals this season for PSV. It would not be crazy just in the Eredivisie alone. That could even happen. So I'll be looking very closely to see how Pepe does, and this is actually really important. He needs that breakout season that he still hasn't really had in Europe. And let me ask you this. What is your prediction for Ricardo Pepe? How many goals do you think he'll get in the Eredivisie? And understand that he won't be in a minutes restriction for very long. He should be up and running within like 4 weeks. He's going to already probably play very soon. At the time of this recording, he didn't really play because he was rested for the first game. Regardless, he should be fine in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and he should be fine for most of the season. So you let me know in the comment section down below, how many goals do you think Pepe will score in the Eredivisie this season? Okay, now before we continue, a quick word from the sponsor of this video, So Rare. We'll be back in 60 seconds. Don't go anywhere. Or go somewhere, but that'll be your loss. If you like fantasy sports, I got the perfect one for you. Tactical Manager TV is partnering up once again with So Rare with a special offer. Just use the link in the description of this video. In So Rare, you can collect your own virtual cards of your favorite players. But why would you want to collect virtual cards? Because you can line them up on 5-a-side games every single week, and if the players perform in real life, you can win real money, unique experiences, signed jerseys, game tickets, or even more cards to improve your club. And So Rare doesn't only have soccer, they also have the NBA, and they have also Major League Baseball. Unlike other fantasy games where it's pay per play, in So Rare, you pay to get the players you want permanently as cards, and then you can play multiple times using those cards until the player retires. And if you are new to So Rare, you can sign up with the link in the description of this video with a special offer. You will get a 50% bonus in your first few purchases up to $300 spent, which means if you use the link in the description and you never bought cards before, you will get 50% as credit up to $300 spent. So if you spend $300, you get $150 in credit. Essentially a $150 welcome bonus. Thank you very much, So Rare, for partnering up with Tactical Manager TV and sponsoring the channel. Oh, hey, you're still here. Welcome back. So player number 4, let's talk about him. And his name is Tim Weah, and he is now an Olympique Marseille player. He's no longer with Juventus. They signed him on a loan with obligation to buy deal that is around 15 to 18 million euros. Now, why am I looking forward to Weah this season? Believe it or not, like, go through each season of Tim Weah in Europe. He never really had a breakout season. He's had decent seasons, okay seasons. I would even argue last year when he was with Juventus, even though he wasn't really a locked-in starter, he was in and out of the lineup. He played as a fullback, played as a winger, played as a wingback. He had a good season, and it was probably his best season so far in his professional career. But he never really had a breakout season where he gets maybe 10 to 15 goals or 20 goal contributions, right? 10 goals, 10 assists. And he never had a season where he was a locked-in starter as a winger or as a second striker. It's always like this nonsense where he becomes a fullback at some point. Now, he knows the French league. He's played there for multiple seasons with Lille, and he's back. I don't know how Olympique Marseille will utilize him. I'm hoping and expecting that he'll play as a winger. And if he does, what I'm hoping for, that I'm going to be looking forward to, is for Tim Weah to finally have his breakout season, which would come in at the perfect timing, right? Right before the 2026 World Cup. And about him playing with Mason Greenwood, I actually don't like that one bit. I do not wish Mason Greenwood the best, but I'll leave it at that. We'll skip on that. Okay, let's talk about player number 5. And player number 5 is Gio Reyna. At the time of this recording, he is still a Borussia Dortmund player. Now, by the time you're watching this, he may not be a Borussia Dortmund player anymore. Or he still is, but a transfer is on the way. Now, the fact of the matter is, I am 99.9% certain that he will leave Dortmund this summer, this transfer window. However, I already think it's being mismanaged, right? Regardless of where he goes, he already missed preseason. The reason I am looking forward to Gio Reyna this season is mainly because it's a make it or break it for him. If he doesn't perform, if he doesn't get minutes, if he doesn't find a new home where he's actually contributing, he will not be in the 2026 World Cup. So I will be watching closely, but if he's getting no minutes, there's no reason to track him. Like, let's say he stays with Dortmund or he goes somewhere and he's in the same situation that he was with Borussia Dortmund. He will not be in the 2026 World Cup, which is a bit of a shocker to me, because if you go back to 2021 or even to early 2022 or 2020, Gio Reyna was projected to be a top 3, top 5, or maybe even our best player in the 2026 World Cup. Right now, we are even questioning if this guy will be in the roster. This season's a make it or break it for Gio. His career has had a mix of bad decisions, like the Nottingham Forest move, right? That ended up being what led to the current situation that he's in, because he renewed his contract to Dortmund for 1 season to get that stupid loan to Nottingham Forest. So it's a mix of bad decisions and bad luck, right? He's gotten some injuries that definitely messed with his development and messed with his time in Europe so far, especially with Borussia Dortmund. With that said, no more excuses. He's been healthy. Find a new club, find the right club, perform. The talent is there. I have no doubt about that. But again, we can't keep making excuses for Gio, and to me, this is a make it or break it season for the young American. And if all else fails, he'll probably end up in MLS and probably make some good money and have a career. But that will mean that he never lived up to the expectations that were set upon him. Rightfully so, because early on, he was incredible when he was 18, 19 for Borussia Dortmund. But the past 2 to 3 seasons, actually 3 seasons, have not been great. Okay, player number 6, and his name is Johnny Cardoso, and he now plays for Atletico Madrid, and that is why I'll be following him very closely. Johnny Cardoso is arguably playing right now for the best club out of all Americans abroad. If you look at the teams like Pulisic for Milan, that's a really good team. Atletico Madrid is ahead of them. And it looks like he'll be a starter for them. And here's the thing. If Johnny can start for one of the best teams in the world, right? I wouldn't say they're top 10, but they're probably comfortably top 15. They're the 3rd best team in La Liga. If he can be a starter for them, why can't he perform for the national team? So that's a big challenge for Pochettino. If Johnny is playing well for Atletico Madrid, Pochettino has to persist on Johnny Cardoso for a bit longer. Try to get him going for the national team. It can happen. It kind of did this summer with Malik Tman. He needs to do the same with Johnny. So Johnny's one I'll be keeping track very closely, because his career has been going steadily up every single season. He played well for Internacional, got a move to La Liga, played well for Real Betis, and then got a move, still in La Liga, to a better team, one of the best teams in the league, Atletico Madrid, and it looks like he will be a starter for them. So Johnny Cardoso is definitely someone to keep an eye out this season, regardless of his performances for the US men's national team so far, which I fully admit they haven't been good, but I still have hope that he will fit in. He will find a way to play for the national team by the time the World Cup comes up. Player number 7 is actually someone I probably should have mentioned even earlier in this video. It's Christian Pulisic. He rested this summer. We all know about that. It was very controversial. I didn't agree with it. I thought he should have played in the Gold Cup, but he rested. And Christian Pulisic, his first season with Milan was very freaking good after he left Chelsea. His second season was arguably a bit better. What I'm hoping this year is that he takes another step forward and plays even better for Milan, a more prominent role, a more demanding role, and that he actually exceeds expectations. They don't have Champions League this season, right? They're going to be mainly focused in the Serie A. I'm hoping Pulisic puts some monster numbers in the Serie A. Maybe 25 to 30 goal contributions just in the Italian First Division. And I think the most important thing of them all is for him to stay healthy for the World Cup. But what I'm hoping for is for Pulisic to have the best season of his career leading into the 2026 World Cup. Now, another reason why I'm going to be keeping track of Pulisic very closely is because, pissed off at him or not, like I was during the summer, he still is our best player. And I will be keeping track of him very closely. And I hope he has the best season of his career. And I also hope that you have already smashed the like button if you made it this far in the video, and you commented down below 7 US men's national team players abroad that you will be following closely, and tell me why. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to drop a like before you go, and thank you very much SoRare for sponsoring this video. Also, in the description down below, we do have a link and a promo code with Umbro that you can use and get 20% off anything you buy on their website. You just have to use the link and the promo code TM20. All of that is in the description of this video, along with the link to play SoRare with the special offer. I want to thank you all very much for watching. I'll see you guys on Monday for the weekend recap, and have a great day. Or even better, have a great weekend.